Hello everyone, we're group 2 and we decided to put a field project in the education sector of Canada. The education sector in Canada is vast and extends its branches of expertise across the country. For the means of this project, we conducted interviews with some of the top professionals in this field, ranging from a college professor at the Sheridan University, a university professor at the New York University, and a high school teacher from Mississauga. We aimed to get insights from these professionals about their work and learn more about their working styles and the efficient communication practices that helped them conduct their operations and achieve all these goals in this industry while working with problems that hinder their growth. The key takeaway for these professionals was how they use their network and tailor their communication styles to accommodate the diversity of the environment.
The main challenge for this project is conducting the interviews. We found out that in-person interviews offer a higher level of engagement. When conducting this type of interview, the interviewer can ensure the participants answer all the following questions. Additionally, they can assist the participants in understanding the question better in a timely manner. This enables the participants to take their time comprehending the question and asking for clarification if need be. In addition, the in-person interview was conducted by implementing open-ended questions. This enabled the participant to provide data regarding the organization's communication patterns and practices. Specifically, the questions were focused on the interactions within and outside their department. The advantage of using open-ended questions is that it leads to free-flowing responses. This allows the interviewer to obtain opinions and thoughts from the participants to offer a richer, more profound, and thorough response. Open-ended questions enable the participants to go into as much detail as they want without any restrictions being placed on them. Therefore, the face-to-face interview was found to be more engaging, as well as it allowed the interviewer to take control of the conversation. Compared to alternatives of face-to-face interviews, this method is more effective and efficient. Another type of interview we implemented was an online interview via Zoom. Due to the pandemic and schedule of the teachers, an online interview seemed more accessible. According to Mr. Scott, there is an evident relationship between guardians, students, and school, which is necessary as education is a long-term process that grows as you get older, especially with the same institution. This cooperation between the school and the student's family is essential because two-way communication is considered a critical aspect of school life as it helps the student focus more on education while also reducing stress caused by two different environmental cultures. We concluded that a valuable factor in effective communication is listening and coming to a sound agreement. Effective communication ensures that a message comes across with a clear interpretation of its meaning. This allows for a clear direction that the receiver can understand in order to solve the problem or conflict. According to Scott, to come to a general agreement and a clear direction, scheduling meetings and listening to can help reduce time and establish better communication during the later stages. Furthermore, according to an interview conducted, the age group at NYC for students is approximately between 18 to 80 years old. This demonstrates the fact that higher education is not necessary for students aiming to complete their selected programs, but also seniors and parents who want to expand their knowledge.
Through our literature review, we found that being able to see people during conversations makes it much easier to determine the individual feeling towards specific questions and topics, since we can see their body language and expressions. To put the use of technology for communication in an educational perspective, we found that teachers' attitudes towards certain technologies play a huge role in determining if these technologies will be implemented in the organization. We also found that even though in-person communication in the educational sector was preferred, for some instances, such as the use of library resources, is a lot more efficient online rather than in person. We concluded that in-person communication had a lower probability of misunderstanding. However, it was not as time efficient. On the other hand, online communication had more flexibility, but was a lot less approachable than in comparison to in-person communication.
We are constantly communicating in a wide range of different contexts with different cultural groups or subgroups. While there are specific differences to each culture, generally speaking, cultures share a number of traits, such as a shared language or linguistics marker. Every interviewee was not affected by the language barrier, as the types of individuals that they worked alongside had the same social and cultural experience. However, from the perspective of a teacher, they incorporate methods to encourage open and interpersonal communications, with the goal of having their students feel motivated and appreciated, primarily through constructive feedback between the teachers and students.
To conclude, having interviewed a college professor and a university professor, as well as a high school teacher, gave us a variety of options, specifically when it comes to communications. Our group saw many similarities in which all individuals believe communication to be a crucial part of learning. All the interviewers believe that communication is vital, whether it is in the classroom setting or even a professional setting. By learning to work on your communication skills, you're better prepared for the future and can accurately understand the message that the other person is trying to convey. By having conducted both in-person interviews and technological interviews, we also got to see how much more effective it is to communicate face-to-face rather than through emails, when one cannot communicate all their thoughts. Through the interviews, we learned about how important technology is for both professors and students.